So, there's a question that I've been asking myself for the last few years. Is inward drag a sound or a pattern?
I see it as the pattern. Yeah, the pattern is that there's the sound itself, but it's that pattern and that technique together that you still hear to this day. It just works with the diaphragm in such a crazy way.
Hey, what's up, yo? This is Chiwawa.
And this is Trung bao, and we have both been a fan of the inward drag.
And it's crazy to see how it has evolved over the years and how many modern beatbox techniques nowadays are inspired by the concept of inward drag.
By no means this is a full list of all the inward drag in the world ever, but this is rather an observation on a technique in the beatbox community. So stick around to the end for the conversation between us and Reefs Juan, but for now,
here are 50 types of inward drag.
go! Oh. What? Bounce. Hit me with the bass line. Nobody can give me like. What? Stay cool and breathe. So that was 50 types of inward drag, and again, this is definitely not a complete list, and if you break it down, a lot of these drags are in fact variations or hybrids of others. Like for example, we have a sucker punch drag, right? Like a so it's so let's replace the inward style with and then maybe with and then we can still do or you know, so maybe like. So normally I would do, but now we do two sounds in and one sound outward. So I never done that before, and that potentially can be a new drag. But man, the concept of combining sound and create this harmony and breathing is definitely why the inward drag revolutionized the beatbox community.
Let us know in the comment below how many types of inward drag you can do.
But for now, here's a conversation with the man who coined the term inward drag.
Yo, Rips One, can you give us the best inward drag in the world right now?
I can definitely give you my inward drag. So yeah, that's a Reaps one inward drag.
Whoa, that's mad, man.
Legendary.
So how old is the Reaps one inward drag?
So I guess the original that would have the first time I remember doing it is nearly, I'd say about 9 to 10 years old.
Wow, that's a decade old inward drag, man. So this technique is definitely one of the most revolutionary techniques in the beatbox community. Why do you think it has as big of an impact?
Doing the inward drag, you're using your whole diaphragm and what I call your engine to basically do this extremely fast like movement, and you're not supposed to be able to do that with your body, let alone beatboxing.
Yeah, speed and power is definitely why I love the inward drag so much. Can you tell us the story, how you came up with this technique?
So that sound, like I really believe in not claiming or pushing anything, but if you're asking, I came up with that term because of an accident. I had a routine which was super basic, which was basically myself and my best friend Lyndon J. We tried to score that routine using drum notation. So we had to make a key and name all the sounds. And Lyndon said to me, what do you call that weird inward sound that you do? And I was like, oh, well, I'm using it to get breath because I don't have, at the time, I didn't have many inward sounds. I was like, oh, I guess it's like a inward drag. And I had no idea that writing down that name that day, 10 years from then, there would be an entire beatbox culture using that term, using that pattern. So it's pretty crazy because I'd never normally say like, I definitely 100% invented that sound. But then that was 100% me because it was due to my weakness as a beatboxer that I couldn't do inward sounds. And it's so funny that my weakness led to maybe one of the biggest contributions in the culture. And I've heard lots of people talk about it, and it's definitely a sound that like all, I think, beatboxers know the name of. I feel like you were the first person to really like take that idea and try to find ways of defining its evolution, because you tried to almost define it as a genre, like its own branch of trees, like the new inward drag, which I really love. And it's things like that make me feel so like inspired. I hate the idea that you ever kind of say to someone, that's mine. What you're doing is you're holding back the growth of the culture, and you don't have any control over that. You just got to get excited and enjoy the fact that you've inspired people, and you have to just keep leveling up in some way. I never say like, oh yeah, I invented that, or this was me. The energy you give out should kind of prove that for you. And I feel like maybe you calling me today is an example of that. So
wow, thank you, man. That's definitely an inspiring story as well. Thank you so much for your words, and it's always been inspiring speaking to you. I hope everyone who watches this video also feel the same.
Yeah, man, I always appreciate our chats.
Thanks for coming and hope you have a great day.
Yeah, peace.
Bye.
Bye. Nobody can give me like